Hey, YouTube, it's Goddess. I'm doing Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 13. We're going to do Gina and Clint. So this episode, they're going back to their childhood. All the couples were doing it. So they went back discussing their childhood or just discussing things about their past to one another, getting more deep in depth, so they can get to know each other more. So Clint, like usual, he opened up first. He went to the soccer field. He was talking about growing up, how hard it was for him playing sports on his soccer team, and how he had really huge feet, and how he was very awkward and he didn't fit in, and he had to work half as hard as the other teammates because of the simple fact that his feet were like huger than normal, and then it's like he wasn't as good as the other people, and he had to work twice as hard as the other teammates to even match up in soccer. But he really enjoyed it and really liked it. So Gina liked hearing that about him, hearing about like his struggle growing up with that, and how it affected him and how much he enjoyed playing soccer. So that was kind of good. And then we went to the salon. We went to the salon. And Gina talked about how she was originally doing something totally different from before in her life. And then she went from, I think she was do program something. She was basically working in a different field, and then she was bartending as well. And she decided to go on a whim and do hair styling. She was like, I think that it'll be something I would really want to do, and she just went on a whim and decided to risk it. And then the risk paid off. So she was happy that she did it, and she don't regret anything. That was like her example. We're talking about that salon again. She loves that salon. And my whole thing is that thing where she works at is not a full salon. What she has is a suite. In a salon, like in a location, there's like a building, and then there's a suite in the building, and she basically rents out a suite or what have, and then she has like people that work for her in her suite area, and then they work for her, something like that. That's basically how it is when we went to visit her. So she don't really have like the way she described it, and she tried to be so grand about it. I thought that it was gonna be a whole lot bigger than what it was, but it wasn't. I was like, ma'am, please, ma'am, please. That's not even a full salon. Like, really, Gina? And then between Clint and Gina, I just get like friend vibes from them. I don't get nothing. It's just like they acting like the best of friends. The best of friends. Because Clint really loves Hank, her dog. Him and that dog, they get along so well. So he just loves that dog. And they get along pretty good. Like, you know, seems like Gene is hopeful for their relationship, but I just see just no chemistry at all, like physical chemistry. There is a lot of, friendship and like respect for one another and everything like that. So I'm just like, okay, honey. It's good that they're getting along a whole lot better than they did before. So I'm happy about that. They're doing a whole lot better than they were. The communication is a whole lot better. And it seems like they getting to know each other and having a good time at that. And then she had her, salon people over the house, and then she made lasagna, and he was making jokes with them. He's like, oh, he said our marriage is all on this lasagna, whether it tastes good or not. And I'm just like, and then he was like, ooh, that's really good. He was taking all day at first. I'm like, okay, Clint, it's really not that serious. She doesn't have that many layers to that lasagna for you to be taking all day. She had a really small kind of lasagna though. It wasn't that many layers, but at least she cooks, unlike Kirsten, because Kirsten ass don't cook worth nothing. That girl eats nothing but takeout. That's all Shaq and her eat, and she wonders why the man ain't trying to jump to buy her nothing. Because honey bun, you don't even cook. You buy everything either store bought, make cookies, and that's all you make. And then other than that, y'all ordering out. It don't seem like you cook nothing, not at all. I'm just like, man, what are you doing? I can't with her. She just be doing too much for me. I'm just like, mm-mm. But yeah, Gina, she was doing her usual this episode about that salon, even though it's not a real salon, in my opinion. It's a location, and she rents out a suite in a location, and it has enough space for her to have a couple people working under her. and there to help her with her clients that she has, but it's not a real full salon though. But congrats to her about the salon, but or her suite that she has with her company is in, but it's not a big location. Like she made it seem it's really small. It's just like, man, the way you made it seem, I thought you had this big salon with multiple people that did booth rent and gave you money, and that. But the way she just, it's nothing. I'm kind of bored with them. They're kind of a little bit dry. They really didn't have much to the episode for them. Like he met with her salon people again. Clint did well with them because he's a personable people person, and they did share some things, but they didn't get deep in depth. They just shared a little at a time, which is kind of good. So I don't see nothing actually coming up their relationship. I feel like they're not gonna consummate their marriage at all this season, and on decision day, Clint and Gina are not gonna choose one another because it's just a friendship vibe for me. It doesn't seem like they're connecting on any other level because she's pretty surface, and when she does open up, she says a little bit, but she wants him to force it out of her by asking her 5 million questions instead of her just sharing and being open with him. So I don't even think she even cares about really connecting to him or sharing anything about herself. So on decision day, they're not gonna pick one another. I don't think they're just gonna stay friends. I think they're gonna stay friends so that he can continue his relationship with the dog, Hank, because he loves that dog. That's his friend. That's his buddy, old pal. That Hank right there. And I like Clint. Clint's my favorite. He's a top favorite of mine, just for his positivity. He's an extrovert. He's real cool. He's a nice guy. He got good energy. He got his business, and he's just really cool and fun. Like he's really fun. So just like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about this episode and what I've discussed in this one. It's not too long because they really didn't talk that much, and they really weren't seen that much in this episode. So there's not really much to talk about with them. But anything you think, any shows you want me to talk about, or anything else that you have information about that you want me to discuss here, or like anything like that, just like comment below in the down there in the comment area, and I'll talk to you later, YouTube. And I'm going on to the last video I'm doing Eris and my girl Jasmine. So I'll talk to you later. Later, YouTube.